Yeah.
I'm messing this all up today, y'all. I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
We're with Hill City Paranormal, HCP Paranormal Podcast, and on the other side on Spotify. Tonight we have with us back for a second time the mysterious Mike and Sam. How have you guys been?
Awesome.
We're doing great. Thanks. How are you guys?
Good. Thank you for asking.
Thanks.
Busy.
We know that one all too well.
Yes. I feel like these months coming up are just like back to back.
Yes.
Everything. The Burr months, right?
Spooky
That's when
season.
all the spooky stuff happens.
Absolutely.
So tell us a little bit of what you guys have been up to since we last spoke anyway.
Whew. Goodness, it's been a couple of months, right?
Yeah, been a few
It's
months.
been July.
Well, we've done a lot of investigations in places that kind of crossed off our bucket list. One was Trans-Allegheny. And we did an overnight. We did a back-to-back overnight.
I think we had done that already.
Had we?
I think.
I can't remember. Didn't seem
No,
like
I don't think we heard about Trans-Allegheny.
we did a Trans-Allegheny one night, and the very next night we went down to Sweet Springs Sanatorium. Both of those places
Awesome.
were outrageously
Awesome.
great. Yeah, just things like that. If we're not running an investigation, we shake off to somebody else's investigation
Or do it private.
Do a
Do
private.
it private. Yeah.
Just
All right.
not-
So how was it? Were they active? Did you guys have any experiences that stand out that you want to talk about?
Well, if
Sure,
you think
sure.
you hear a dead body being drugged across the floor at Trans-Allegheny, you might.
There was only 6 of us. We were there with a couple of friends, Chris and Anna, who help out with our investigations from time to time, and they planned the trip to Trans-Allegheny with Tina and Dawn, a couple of our mutual friends, and the 6 of us go in there. We had just got started in the main level. I don't know what any of the rooms are called, but we went in the door, went to the right, then went all the way down the end of the hall and took a left. It's like a big cafeteria looking like room. And there the tripwire lights were going off like crazy. One of the girls, I think Tina or Dawn one. I always mess it up. I think it was Tina had one of those big dogs. It's like
Like a motion detector dog.
Oh, okay.
All the motion detectors we had set up, as far as the dog,
was going off.
everything, cat balls were all going off.
We were asking them to run down the hall, set them all off, and it would in order of like they were running down. And then it sounded like it started raining, and we're like, it was supposed to storm that night, but it wasn't raining yet. They get up and look and go down to the left, and my friend Anna and I take off to the right, and it sounds like for a good had to be almost 2 minutes of something being drugged right in the same room with us, like down the hallway. And it could have sounded like a dead body for sure.
It was a weird
a trash bag or something.
Yeah, it's crazy, but fun. That's what you live for, right?
And then we
That's right.
captured an image of a guard or a doctor. It could have been a doctor, something. Well, I should have said, I was supposed to send you pictures and I did not, or set them up myself. I did not. Oh my goodness. I'm terrible. But anyway,
Do you have them on your computer?
let me see.
I was going to say, if so, you can go below where it says presents, and then it'll allow it to like come up if you would like to show.
Okay. So you guys keep talking and I'll see if I can find that.
Okay. I think it's really interesting about the body being drugged. I want to touch on that for a second because we recently did kind of a last minute investigation at a location in which we frequent, and we left a stationary.
Are we losing signal?
Are we losing signal, Yvette, or are you losing signal?
No, we
Nope.
got you.
Okay.
Does it sound weird?
I don't know.
No, we had somebody comment losing signal. We were making sure it wasn't us.
Yeah.
Is it us or
I
them?
don't think we're losing it. We got you the whole time.
Okay, cool. So anyway, what I was saying was we left a stationary camera. So backing it up, the person we were investigating with, Howie, set up a Tesla coil. And we left the whole room, like the whole building actually, and went to another location. We left up a stationary camera. And when we came back and we were reviewing evidence, Sean had heard it almost sounded like a maybe like a gurney being pushed across hardwood floors or like a chair rolling or something. And the sound happened. How many times did it happen?
It was like 3 or 4.
So, and nobody was in the building. It was just the three of us on the property, and we were all three together in a whole nother building. So I guess my question is, what would cause like audible noises such as a body being drug or like almost like a gurney or a chair being pushed across a floor in a location?
It's like, it's not residual, right? Because
No.
residual is just the loop itself.
Yeah.
So is it like a parallel universe running right there? They're right there with us. That's an excellent question, Courtney. I don't.
I don't know.
I'm glad you brought that up, though. We're going to talk more about that in a little bit. But I'm glad you brought that up because I just had a long conversation the other night with someone about that, the parallel universe thing and what's going on maybe in another dimension. What exactly are we dealing with when we go out and investigate? Those are things that I would love to get y'all's opinion on.
Well, you ever heard of John Tenney?
Yes.
I have.
You know what John Tenney says?
Oh, yeah.
What John Tenney says, who's to say that we're the spirits and the other side's trying to contact us?
Exactly.
So,
You know, and we may be somebody you spoke to. Who were you speaking to recently that said that we may be the ghost to them?
exactly.
Like we're in the future, so we look really super weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Could be true.
Yeah.
Could be true.
I mean, yeah. The thing is we don't know.
That's very true. It's all
And
guess.
that's what keeps me investigating. Mom says she reviewed the evidence. Yeah, that was crazy. Does it look familiar, Mom? And what she's referring to is we were investigating in Kentucky. No, it wasn't Kentucky. That was at Blue Ball Inn.
Would you send her the door?
The door. And we're all just sitting
Me
there.
too, James. Me too.
We're all just sitting there, and the door, a random door, just opens up very slow but steady. But she and I investigated together and had the same experience in the house, where the door just comes open that shouldn't come open. All right, so they're saying the screen is
Mom said the
frozen.
screen is frozen, but everybody else said we're good. Comment below, comment and let us know if we're frozen. I don't know why we're frozen.
We don't. It doesn't appear to us you are.
Yeah.
We're alive and good.
The chats are scrolling and everything. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really weird.
There's
Let me
the
see. Okay, so Rhonda said you're not frozen for me. Liz Beck, you're good. Yvette sees me. Daryl sees me. We
Hey, Liz
are
Beck.
seen. Yay.
Good.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, just keep us informed if we.
Let me see if I can find the video of the door opening. Let's
Oh, God.
see. It would be a video file, right?
Yeah,
And it's, where do you have it at?
I have it in
Is it here?
Belgrove. I mean, not Belgrove, Blue Ball. And
Right here?
yeah, that's it.
All right, let's take a look at this door opening and then we'll talk a little bit about that.
Gotta go to 7:45.
I got to go to 7:45.
Yep.
Ooh, I went too far. Okay. So we're not going to make you guys sit through an entire 15-minute clip. So
Well, I would go.
Oh,
all right, so here's 7:07. We're all sitting in this room, and pay attention to the door in the adjacent room that's behind. This is one of our team members, Rhonda. And we didn't even notice this until we went back looking through.
And I'm sorry the volume is low. That's my cheap mics here that I was using. But I think I'm going to place some stuff in the hallway. Mind you, there's no way to get to that door.
There's that back door. Did you catch it?
No, where are you at? Sorry, our screen. Let me see if I can make our screen larger.
So I don't know if you can see like the door. Okay, you see the gal sitting in the chair, right?
Right.
Yes.
The door behind her in that other room.
Oh, okay.
And we're all just sitting here talking, chit-chatting,
And nobody
and nobody even noticed it.
See it?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. We're facing it, right? But to the
Wow.
left of that, before you can almost see like a little light. It's like there's an energy ball there. Did you see that?
I did see it, yeah.
So it's like that was
weird.
that gave
Now,
me
now, before anybody asks that you see me walk down the hallway towards the back, you can't get to that door from there at the Blue Ball.
No,
not that I know of.
No, that door exits the house, like it's the back door of the house. So if you walk, so when you go through that door, then it's like a mud room, and then the back door exit. Liz said, would love for that to happen to me. I wish I would have seen it in real time. I'm gonna be honest
None
with
of us
you.
knew it was open. If you look at the video further, I walk back in the room and I start looking around like, who opened the door? And everybody's like, the door's been open. Like nobody.
We didn't even realize that it was closed and
Yeah.
somebody opened it.
That's fantastic. That's
And
fantastic.
before anybody asks, that door also has to be latched shut. Like it's not like a door that can just pop open out of nowhere.
Yeah, it was
there's a latch that actually holds it shut.
James said, "Nice catch."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this is why, I ask, and this goes back to a whole nother topic for paranormal teams and paranormal investigators that are in here. First of all, we all dread. Well, I don't want to use the word dread because sometimes I do get really excited and I can't wait to get home to review evidence. But that is probably the bane of our existence as paranormal investigators. We're just like, we know we just did an 8-hour investigation and it's all on camera. And you cannot there's no fast way to do that, right? So this is where my lovely Sean comes in.
I was about to say.
All right. So Sean will do an overnight investigation and come home and get immediately on the computer and start reviewing evidence. Me, I've got to go to sleep. I have to get my life together and everything. She said, I feel bad for Sierra. Sierra gets plenty of sleep. Anyway, so I asked Sean the other day, I said, Sean, why do you keep reviewing the same videos over and over and over again? It drives me insane, right? So he said, because every time I review a video, I find something new. And we did this investigation at the Blue Ball Inn several months ago. And that was not something that we caught until recently.
Like 2 days ago.
And Sean was like, oh shit, Courtney, come in here. And he shows me his video. He's like, I didn't even realize that we got this in the background. Hey, Howie, we were just talking about you. Hey, Paige. Paige knows of a haunted winery around here. I think that would be a good spooky.
I'm in.
We have one we're going to for New Year's
Yes.
Eve. The street.
Gen X podcast. I love the name.
I love it.
Guys.
Hi, Nicole.
Hi,
Hi,
guys.
The freaking awesome paranormal show is in the house. Ryan Jones and his
What's up?
other half, Rhonda, in here.
Talk about
The other
it.
half of the podcast, that is.
That's
Yes.
Awesome podcast too.
Yeah, they're actually airing right after us at 9:00. So if you guys get an opportunity, give their page a like, tune in. Awesome bunch of people.
They talk about some good stuff on there.
Well, I want to get back to Sean.
I corrected myself, Howie. I corrected myself. The other half of the podcast,
Yes.
not his other half like that.
But Rhonda is also a part of the
Fredericksburg Paranormal.
Fredericksburg Paranormal, and Howie and Rhonda also have a podcast
On
on the
Sundays.
Rift Nation Network. So,
Sundays, right?
yeah, so a lot of
Yeah.
great podcast investigators, teams
Right.
are in here right now.
Mediums. We love them all.
Yeah, we got them all in here. We appreciate their support.
I did email you that photo because I don't want to jack up my screen.
All right, that's okay. Let me keep talking.
And I just said it, Ron. I just put your other podcast out there because I do tune into that when I can. Y'all have so many, it's hard for me to catch them all, but I try to tune in when I can. But yeah, we were just talking about like the different like dimensions. Do ghosts think we're ghosts or spirits think we're spirits?
I don't have it yet.
Did I send it to the wrong people?
She said, "Don't forget, I pulled double duty. Double duty, Rhonda, is like triple." Howie said, corrected me, not Riff Nation. Well, it is Riff Nation, but it's called the Orion effect.
I'm sorry, Mr. Odell.
Yes, I apologize.
I'm sorry, sir.
Please forgive me. I declare.
But y'all, in my defense, y'all have a lot of podcasts. They're all great. Trust me. I'm not going to tell you something's good and it sucks. Like I'm just one of those people that don't advertise things that I think suck. But all of their podcasts are great. And totally awesome, freaking awesome. The freaking awesome paranormal.
Let me get really close to the mic and say this. We're hinting at you guys to go ahead and get the mysterious Mike and Sam on your podcast. See, there's
So
my hint.
subtle, Courtney.
Yeah, so subtle.
That's right.
Yeah.
I have not. Okay, all right. We got an image. Let's see if I can download it. Hold on. Download, save.
I feel weird when the screen's not on because I don't know where to look.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just gonna look at the camera.
You're doing fine, Sean. You're doing
Yeah,
fine.
Sean,
let's
I
see.
was going to ask you, Sean, where do you get all your patience to get right into the evidence? Because I'm with I come home and I go to bed. I'm exhausted.
Present.
And I got a paranormal hangover and it takes me forever.
Do you want to know my secret? I'll tell you my secret. I've got what you call insomnia.
Yeah.
Not good.
I have a hard time sleeping. So to occupy my time instead of looking at YouTube or, looking at a movie, I just jump on the evidence. I get excited, especially during the active night. On an active night, I really want to go back and see, to be honest with you, I really want to try to debunk things. That's the main thing I'm doing is trying to, if a REM pod's going off, I want to see if I can catch somebody looking at their phone or, if I hear walking, I want to make sure that the whole team is standing still. And also if it's a very slow night, the biggest thing that keeps me looking at the video footage is because on those very slow nights where no equipment's going off, nothing's responding to knocks on the wall, I picked up EVP that way. I would have picked up EVP. So I would like to go back and just make sure it wasn't a slow night because a lot of the nights I thought where nothing was going on, the spirits were communicating in, or whatever it was communicating the entire time.
I need to be better at that because I'm with Courtney. I come home and go to sleep. And then I wake up going, I'm going to get into this evidence. And then
You find something else to do.
And then the afternoon comes, I'm going, I really should have gotten in there. I'll get it done tomorrow.
This sounds just like me.
So it's not that
We'd be a lousy team, Courtney. We probably had the best evidence in the world and never get to it for a week.
You're correct. Like I give like a 30-day disclaimer to locations. I'm like, give me like a month to review this stuff.
Shoot, longer than that.
Yeah. Let me get this picture up though that they sent us because I actually just looked at it and this is pretty cool. I'm going to share my screen.
Do you see it though?
I actually do. Yes. Share.
Only my.
All right, I'm going to zoom in for you guys. So this is at Trans Allegheny.
Right.
And we're looking at this window right here, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me zoom in.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. Yep.
Right here. Well, I don't know if you guys can see my mouse. I'm moving the mouse around it. I don't know.
Well, you're sharing the screen,
Yeah,
so I
you
believe
can.
so.
Okay. Yeah. We're looking right here, guys.
So is that a doctor or a guard? Only myself and Anna, who's a sweet little vertically challenged Mexican.
But she's
So that's
awfully,
not
she's
either of
awfully
us.
good. Yeah,
All right. So I'm gonna circle it one more time for those in the chat. I want everybody to get in the chat and let's give our opinions.
Well, you're not circling it in red though.
Yeah,
It's got to circle in red.
I'm really upset about this. Is there a pen around? All right. Go in the chat and let me know, guys. Do you think this is a doctor or a guard that they captured?
Well, what part of the building is that?
in the basement. It
No,
wasn't
no, it was on the main.
subfloor?
No, it was on the main level
Oh,
where
down
they
and around the corner.
observed.
Down and
They
around the corner.
observed lobotomies
Yes.
from there.
Could have been a patient.
Hmm.
It
Good
looks
call.
like a jacket to me, like a jacket.
What if it's a hospital gown?
got
Yeah,
a.
thank you. That's exactly right.
I didn't
Let me show it one more time for everybody.
want to pull it back up because I saw like a tie or like a lab coat where it's got a tie. I almost see a striped tie on the dude.
Your eyes are better than mine.
You'll see.
Oh,
Right
much
there.
better. There. Yeah.
And then an arm tucked behind
An
him.
arm,
you know
yeah.
how like guards stand?
Almost like he's standing.
Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute. Hold on. Sean, you see the eye right here?
No.
Like her eyeball?
Where you at?
Like it almost looks like a
Why
female.
gotta be a her?
Because I see long hair. That's why I was going there.
Dude, hey, he's in the mental asylum. Dudes can have long hair too. You
Good
think
to-
everything's a she?
Oh, you're right.
It's good to have another set of eyes.
Wait a
It
minute.
almost, and very feminine features here on the face. Like very feminine. Like
And
lips are like right here,
that's not
nose
true,
and
because-
eye.
No,
Mm-mm.
that is not.
Wow, you saw.
What if it's a nurse?
I got another one. Let me send it while you're on photos. This one was pretty wicked. I thought
So
first.
okay, so it
Whatever
could
it is,
be.
it's a hell of a catch.
It could be. You said they would observe lobotomies. What would a nurse be doing? Observing
Yeah.
the doctor.
Mhm.
Mom says it looks like a child. Daryl said it could just be a visitor. Well, I don't. So
Isn't that the beautiful thing about sharing your evidence in a podcast?
Yes.
You get so many
Yes.
different people seeing different things.
Well, it's kind
Liz
of like
said it-
TV, right? Everybody hears something different.
Liz said it's
Right.
too small on her phone, but it's creepy. Paige
I'll
says
send
she
her the
sees a face. All right. Paige says she sees a face. Daryl says a visitor. Mom says a child. I say a nurse. What's your take?
Man, it's hard to tell. It could be anything, or like it could be.
I feel like I look really stupid in the camera right now.
I know. I feel like 'cause I don't know.
Like I'm like,
Because I'm really trying to figure this out now. Like that's a good catch.
yeah. I do see. Let's see. Did we get another image?
No, I'm working on sending
Oh,
you
okay.
another one though. I lost a lot of my footage that I had. My phone.
Liz says it looks like an alien. Paige says it's masculine. Okay.
Off the aliens. We're not there yet, dear.
We're
Okay.
close.
Gen X says it's hard to tell, but it looks like a guard's shirt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of y'all said that, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It could be a guard. I mean,
Technically, a guard.
I don't know.
Mom is clapping for Liz over here. She agrees with the alien.
I mean, it could be. We're talking dimensions and
Yep.
Exactly.
stuff like that. You know, the
Right.
extraterrestrial technology is way above ours.
Yeah, there's definitely a cow being kidnapped behind you. I don't know if
Can
you guys
see
knew
the
that.
background, Sean?
Yeah.
Can you see the background?
Yes, sir.
Just for
Okay.
you. Just for you, aliens.
See, speaking
My
of which, isn't there like a new show out right now? I don't know if you guys have seen it. Let me know in the comments if you guys have seen it, where the guy opens his back door. Like the clip that I saw, the guy opens his back door to like let his dog out or something. And there is Daryl said it's a damn widget. It's a wedgie. The puck wedgies.
It's a puck wedgie.
That's right, the puck wedgies.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the guy, Daryl's got Sean dying over here. He opens his door to like let his dog out or take the trash out or something, and there's like an alien crouched down by his bush with a blanket around his shoulders. And the guy looks at it and he's like not scared at all. And this is like the clip that I saw. He looks at it and says, "You know, it's kind of cold out here. Would you like to come inside?" And just like invites this alien in his house.
Did it go in?
And yeah, so the alien got
Is this a
out.
movie or is this real?
I think it's like a new show that's coming out.
I
Oh,
think
okay.
it's a TV show.
TV show, right?
Yeah. I
So
think,
the
I
alien,
think
like,
I saw
comes
the
in.
same thing, and I'm trying to remember where I saw it.
I think I saw it on TikTok. But the alien ends up coming in, and when he had gone into the living room, he was talking to the alien. The alien was in the kitchen, and when he turned around, the alien had dropped the blanket and was just standing there naked, and it was a female alien. So he turns back around. He says, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! We need to get you some clothes." but like he's totally cool, calm, and collected. Okay. If I let my dogs out and there's an alien with a blanket wrapped around its shoulders, crouched by my bush,
Shoot him.
I don't know what I'm gonna do, guys. I'm gonna be like, why the hell are you there?
Shoot him.
The dogs are
Social media. Yeah,
right
it's-
now, Mom, because we had a meeting at the cemetery.
It's really.
I'll
it's-
remind you. Yeah, we stopped watching the
I
episode.
think
though.
we
They
stopped-
brought
We got some more pics.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah, I
see.
got one more there for you. That was at Trans Allegheny. And we walked down the hallway and I was looking to the right.
Are you still on screen share?
I am right now.
Sorry to
And
interrupt.
No, you're fine,
You're
sir.
fine, Sean.
And I
Okay.
saw this image over to the right. See that lighter blue? Stop. What do
You
you
can't-
see? Oh, you can see.
On the wall on the right hand side.
This side.
Yeah.
No, the other side.
Or to my left.
My right.
I think they're talking right here.
Oh, right here.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's pull down and look.
Now, when y'all saw that wall, was that there?
Yes.
Yes.
I thought maybe, so this was the first pass, and like I lost a lot of my photos when my phone crashed a couple of weeks ago, but I still had this one for some reason. But when I walked up, I saw this face staring at me, and I'm like,
Like
Wait.
eye, nose, mouth.
right there is two eyes. If you shrink it down just a little bit, where you said was the mouth, that there's eyes and a nose. And then later in the night when we went in there, it was more pronounced, and there was a face, like a skull face on top of another face. It was the most bizarre thing. And I like, you know how artists go in and they do paint chips and things like that to make.
Yeah.
I thought at first it was faked. I thought somebody intentionally made that design on there, but I'm not sure. It's just really bizarre.
Yeah.
All right, do y'all in the comments see it? Let me zoom in a little bit. So we got all this right here. And you're seeing a face here.
Yes. But I do see one up above as well.
I mean, I see a big giant face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you got an eye socket here,
Yes.
an eye socket here,
And a
almost
nose.
like a nostrils here, and like a mouth.
Yeah, I see that as well. So is that pareidoia where your eyes try to make it into something?
My personal opinion, I'm gonna say yes on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would have had to have seen the
that's just
wall.
my opinion. I wasn't there. I don't know how you felt when you saw it. I don't know.
There was a
You,
little
you get
bit
what
down.
I'm saying? But just like looking at a picture, it's pareidoia because I see another face in there as well. So I mean, I think that's a case of, but I don't know. I'm not the expert.
Well, I would have had to have been there.
Right. If I was there, I would have, if I had your experience, I might have a different opinion. But this is just an opinion from looking at a picture you shared. The first one, different. But this one, I think, is just, in my opinion, that's what it is.
Rhonda says she sees two. Mom said definitely a face. Liz says might have been an experience just for
And
you.
bingo.
We
Certain.
all,
We all-
we all saw it.
we all
So
saw
it was just like to go back and have it more pronounced. And my mind went was the energy in that place, because it was a lunatic asylum. If the energy was that intense, I'm getting goosebumps. But if that energy was so intense that it just embedded whoever's image that is on the wall, was it so intense for them that they just pushed their energy to create their face on the wall from that?
Almost like frozen in time.
I don't disagree with any of that. I feel also, again, I wasn't there, so I don't know what
Right.
you felt. But what I will give you is an experience that I had, and that's going to tie into this. I was at St. Albans investigating, and I worked in the mental health field for a while, whether it been on the discipline end or the with kids, or whether not discipline, I shouldn't say that, but working with troubled teenagers.
Yeah.
Or working with actual ID adults. And so I've been in mental asylums before. And I'll tell you, the last time I was in one before I did any paranormal investigating with one, I was in a functioning one, and it was a newly built one. And the same feeling I got walking in there, I got walking in St. Albans. And I was having a conversation with someone and telling them, I believe that's paranormal as well. If you can feel the same emotion, the same tension, walking through another place that are similar places, I believe that's paranormal. There's a presence there somewhere.
I was trying to find the image that was sent to us of the little child soldier so that I can share that, but I cannot for the life of me find it.
But yeah, as far as that first picture goes, that was definitely strange to me. I'm like, the second one could be a bit of paranoia,
hey, Paranormal
or it could
Rockdown.
be, like you said, the energy, whatever it was, embedded itself in the wall. I don't have an answer for that. I can give you my opinion.
Just my guesstimate. My guesstimate.
Right. I can give you my opinion. Again, there's a key factor, and we talk about this when people debunk other people's evidence or when people try to say somebody's faking things. If you weren't there, you really don't know. You can't, if you didn't see it.
Sorry.
If I was, that's the big thing.
Hey, Ronnie. Paranormal Rockdown in the
I didn't even
house.
see Ronnie. What's up, Ronnie?
Yeah, he popped in.
Daryl about killed me earlier. Talking about
It's now no longer a puck wedgie. It's a widget.
I call it a wedgie.
Is that a graduation or a demotion?
Yeah, I don't know.
Graduation.
I feel like you go from a puck wedgie to a puck wedgie.
Yeah, there you go. I can
To
live
a
with that.
puck widget. They're
So
growing.
what's the next level?
A puck
guys,
wedgie.
No.
I really hate to tell you this. Do you know Grant Wilson from Ghost Hunters?
I don't know him personally, no.
Well, we were
Funny
with
said-
him outside. Where were we? Outside of Boston.
We were at Middleborough, Massachusetts.
Middleborough, and
At the Oliver House.
he took us in the backwoods. Well, I mean, it's all fields and woods and trees. And he says, let's go look for puck wedgies. I went, what are you talking about? He goes, puck wedgies. I said, I don't know what the hell that is.
I was
never heard
working
of it.
on a case about puck wedgies. I'm trying to find a picture to share.
He takes us through the woods. And I mean, when I through the woods, I'm talking about so overgrown, you need a machete to hack your way through. And we get about probably a quarter mile down into these woods. And all of a sudden, we're seeing a pair of red eyes looking at us about 3.5, 4 feet off the ground. I turned to Sam and said, what the hell is that? And Grant wedgie. And it's making all sorts of weird noises. And so I'm thinking, do I take a step forward or take 2 steps back?
Oh, so they make noise?
Yeah. Like he's moving in the trees and this is overgrown with weeds and grass, and the weeds and the grass are moving and everything's shaking and there's noise. I'm going, Jesus Louise, what do we do now?
Kick it because it's only 3 feet tall.
You can't.
Breathing.
It was breathing. You can hear breathing.
Knees. We had shorts on, and the
And
weird thing is, nobody was getting eaten by mosquitoes that
and
night.
it was bad
None
that
of
night.
us. There's probably 30 of us there.
Yeah.
Nobody got bit by mosquitoes. Second night, ate up with mosquitoes, but we didn't go out in the woods with the puck wedgies.
No.
So if it's 3 feet tall, because I heard puck wedgies are 2 feet tall, then the widget has to be a graduation, and the wedgie has to be a graduation because now he's 3 feet tall.
What's your name?
He started out two,
Went
went to 3 to 4 feet tall.
Yeah, it's about 2.
I've never heard before.
No, I
He
don't.
said it was about 3 to 4 feet tall.
Well, it's also 8 inches, right? Or 8 inches, whichever.
That's
What
8 inches.
are we talking about here?
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hold on.
No, I'm sorry. Maybe it's this. I don't know.
This is not 8
You can't ask
inches.
me personal questions like I don't know.
Let me finish up with one that's kind of strange that I really wanted to share also, because the next night we went to Sweet Spring Sanatorium, and I thought I got some really great photographic evidence. So we're in doing this investigation, and to tell you, we get there and imagine an old country guy in his 60s, and he looks, hadn't shaved in a week, and he's drinking from a jug. He's our guide. He's going to show us
Be
around.
nice.
And he does not, he says, first thing he says was, I'm not a believer. I don't believe in ghosts. But let me show you the hot spots where I've had some great activity. Okay, fine. So we do our investigation. In order to use the restroom, you got to go out of the building and about 20 yards to another building to the only working restroom. Okay. So Sam goes, I got to go. You're coming with me. I'm not going alone. Not a problem. We go. I'm outside waiting for her to come back out of the building. And I see these fireflies and I'm looking at them going, damn, they're huge. Wait, they got bodies. They're about 3 or 4 inches long and you can see the wings. And I get
You
my
can see
cat.
the little dangly. It was crazy.
wicked.
And then our other friend was out there. Was it Dawn?
Dawn.
Dawn was out there and she's like, Oh my God.
So
And it was all around one tree.
all around one. And so I
So they
grabbed
were fairies.
I grabbed my camera and I'm filming. I filmed 60 seconds of it. I thought that's the best evidence I ever saw.
So now we're going into cryptids, right?
I got
Are
the film.
fairies considered cryptids?
No, not like that. You can see bodies. You can see they were a good what 2-3 inches
I don't
long.
know your measurements, babe. I'm
Yeah,
going with
they're-
this.
Well,
Yeah, she thinks this is 8 inches. We can't take her advice, okay?
This is not 8 inches. Let's clear that up right now. This is not 8 inches.
but- thank you, Sean. But I'm telling you, I filmed it for 60 seconds, and then when I played the film back, they're not on there. And I'm watching them through my camera as I film, and yet when I play it back for the evidence, because I thought this is awesome, and I'm going to blow it up and see what they are, they're gone. Totally.
See, this is why I like talking to y'all, because now you're leading me to two things to bring up now. So,
Ronnie said that is most definitely 8 inches.
Ronnie's a good man.
Sam, you're
Leave it to
swelling
Ronnie.
everybody's head,
It
Sam.
is 8 inches. What are you saying? You're
I'm
not-
sorry. I thought that was 6. Maybe I misjudged.
well, if this is 8 inches, my confidence is.
Sam, I was going to say, Sam, you just swole everybody's head out here, okay?
One hell of a paranormal talk.
You just never know.
Because we're still looking for the remaining inches. That's paranormal, okay?
Oh my God! There we go.
Mom,
I know paranormal activity when I see it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Lord.
Sorry if there's kids in the room, y'all.
That's too funny.
No, we have an uncensored. Look, I have a disclaimer on our page.
Yeah.
We are uncensored
There
here.
you are.
And half of the crap these kids see on social media
Way worse
is
than what
way
we're.
worse than what we're talking about.
But I did want to, again, I want to bring up why I like talking.
Faye, yeah.
Yes.
I like Paige's remark. Faye could be.
That's what we thought. Fairies.
Well, I
Fairies
mean,
are fairies.
I know, but I mean, if I just had the picture of them, that's all I wanted.
Wait a minute.
Well,
What's the difference? Yeah.
between the two?
What's the difference between a fairy and a fae?
I thought that was just the
I think
abbreviated
there's a
version.
difference.
Is there?
Yeah, a little. It's like
What?
I think so.
So this is why I like
Anyway,
talking.
Anyway, it was a great investigation, but that for me was the most fun thing because I'm looking at them going, holy mackerel. And I just knew I could prove it. And Sam goes, well, did you ask their permission? I went, no, I did not. So anyway, that's maybe why I don't have them.
Yes, that's what it is. I couldn't think of. Thank you, Gen X. Thank you.
Elementals.
Fairies are considered elementals.
Elementals.
Yeah.
Elementals.
Elementals.
That's what
So
I'm gonna
fae-
look this up. Oh, you looked it up for me. Cool.
I did. I saved it. A minute. Fae and fairies are both terms used to describe mythical beings in folklore, but they can have different meanings. Fae is a shortening of the word fairy, which was used in modern English to refer to a realm of supernatural creatures of the world, including fairies and mermaids. Fae is sometimes used as another word for fairies.
So,
The word fairy comes from the French word fairy ori. I don't know.
And you
I can't roll my R's. I'm not-
Excellent. That was better than what I could have done.
which originally referred to individuals, creatures from the land of the Fae. The history of fairies and fays can be traced back to different origins around the world: Celtic, Germanic,
Germanic.
Germanic, and
Germanic.
ancient Greek myths.
They're done.
So that makes sense. So fairies are from the land of the Fae, so they can be called Fae, I guess, technically, if they're from the. Okay, all right, that makes
I
sense.
thought it might have been plural or something.
Yeah, like a or singular. I mean, if you're I don't know.
I mean, you're the second person who told me they saw a fairy.
I think that would be cool. I want to see one.
I think that is really cool, actually. I haven't seen many. I've seen some things that I don't know what the hell it is, but I also, I don't really dabble much into that. But I'm becoming more and more intrigued by it. So, like even since you and I talked last time about the aliens and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I've started doing a lot more research with that as well. We actually have a guy on our team that has a whole
Ufology.
ufology team. So walking back into that, was it a fairy, or nobody's that I know of has really seen an alien? So could it have been that? Or you have?
That alien hit.
We've
I'm
had
gonna say Chad
Nobody that I
has.
know.
Chad
So-
said he has.
Yeah.
No, he saw a UFO. He didn't see an alien.
Oh, there's one. We've now all seen an alien.
Yeah.
Now you've all seen one. You're good.
Well, I've seen what I thought was anyway. I've had some really bizarre experiences, and while we've definitely seen, I've seen more evidence of it than Mike has, but and I won't get into all that right now. But we did out at Area 51 when I was out there. It was a board event for Greg and Dana Newkirk's Museum of the Paranormal. Do you know those guys? The creators of
No.
Hellier and The Unbinding. You should check them out if you're into the paranormal. Anyway,
Good.
we were out there
We're not
having
into paranormal.
not at all. No.
I'm just kidding.
But we were out there doing an experiment.
Yeah.
I was wearing the God's helmet and I just took it off, and I was in the process of taking it off, and we had this it was super cold. It was like, it had to be at least 30 degrees. We were bundled up. It was cold. And I'm getting that off, and then you can describe, there was just like this heat that came down from the sky. It got real dark. We were seeing the stars and galaxies and everything. Pleiades was pulsating.
It's the most beautiful sky you'll ever see. When she said heat, you got to remember, we're out there. It's midnight or so, 1 o'clock, and it's probably 20, 25 degrees.
I just said 30, but
it's
around
cold. I mean, it was colder than that. It was cold, really, and the wind's blowing, which made it colder. And Dana Newkirk and I are standing there talking, and all of a sudden, this heat wave. You know how you open an oven and that heat comes at you?
Yeah.
Something. That's exactly what it was for at least a minute or a minute and a half. I mean, it was hot. I mean, holy crap! What is going? The exhaust of a spaceship is what we're thinking.
It's the only thing, because it was dark.
It was dark.
You couldn't see the stars through that black whatever that was up there.
It went up, it just kind of blotted stuff out.
But as I turned, there was this humanoid-looking creature that ran off.
Oh, so it actually like dropped down.
I don't know if he dropped down or what, but when I turned around, there was this humanoid-looking thing that was running on the side of the road, and then it was gone. There was one of the other board members was staying with us. We were at the little Alien Inn in a trailer park. Trailer park trash.
Pure trailer park.
I could say that because that's where I came from. But
it's awesome.
Anyway,
I lived in a trailer park.
Wait a minute. So the Alien Inn, you get to stay in like a trailer park?
Yes, you've got to experience it.
It's awesome. It's an experience.
Yes.
So
we gotta go.
I can go back to my old days. I'm gonna stay in a trailer park.
She sees this
What's wrong
image.
with it?
And an hour later, an hour
Whatever,
later.
I don't know time.
Yeah.
Anyway, the other girl that was staying with us, the other board member, there's bedrooms on either side of the trailer. And she comes in the kitchen, and I won't say her name at all because she trusted us with telling us, but she comes in and she's like, "Hey, you guys mind if I sleep in the living room?" And we're like, "Sure." It was like, she said, "I had an experience tonight that I've never had, and I'm just not comfortable sleeping that far away from anybody." We're like, "What happened?" And she's like, "Well, I don't really want to say." And then it's like, "You have your experience. You tell yours and I'll tell mine," kind of thing. And when she said she saw a humanoid running alongside the road, I about fell over because I thought maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. But someone had mentioned to us that Dana supposedly saw it also. So there was 3 of us and didn't share. And at the time, it was later. And it was just like that was bonkers.
Yeah.
So I want to touch on that for a second, but I want to go to Gen X's comment. They said it might have been radiation and not exhaust.
Oh, well, I hope not.
That came from Logan. So there's a thought.
It could also be heat from the atmosphere if it was flying through.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna tell you though, the heat, it went from below zero with a freezing wind till I could have taken all my clothes off and stood there and been comfortable. It was that hot. I mean, it was instantaneous. It didn't just warm up. It just happened.
So it was definitely some kind of energy of some sort, whether it be exhaust or radiation, something with heat producing. But I want to I do want to touch on the three of you that saw the same thing but didn't communicate it.
Sad.
Okay. And I want to put this out here for everybody to hear, because I think that this might be universally across the paranormal
Say it loud too.
world. Okay. So many of us are so worried about judgment from the next person that we are almost too scared to tell somebody that we saw something, right? So what happened is you saw this humanoid creature, Dawn saw it, the other gal saw it, and you guys were all thinking you were crazy at the same time, but didn't communicate it because you were like, everybody's going to think I'm nuts if I tell them I saw this, right? We need to break that tradition. We need to break it, because in the paranormal world, guys, nothing makes freaking sense. Nothing that we see with our own two eyes makes sense to me. And this one's for you, Ronnie Anderson, okay? If I see a ball
Here
of
we
light with my own eyes fly past me, I'm going to be hesitant to tell somebody that I just physically
Whoa, frozen.
two eyes. Okay. I'm going to be hesitant depending on who it is. Oh, you hear me?
Yes.
Can you see me now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to be hesitant to say something like that because Ronnie, you're not supposed to comment. I'm just kidding.
He's not supposed to agree with it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to agree with anything I say.
Yeah,
What?
Ronnie is supposed to go against it.
It's because he's at Myrtle Beach. When you're
he's at the beach.
yeah,
He doesn't care. He's
when you're at Myrtle Beach, you're relaxed. But you know, I feel like us as paranormal investigators need to break that trend of not being comfortable to say or feeling some type of way to say what we see. Because if you go and you have a conversation with, you know, say somebody who's not into paranormal investigating about what you did this weekend, they're going to think you're freaking crazy anyway. Because if I tell them I literally went to an asylum to try to communicate with something that nobody can see, nobody knows it's there, nobody knows its name, but it communicated with me, the normal average person or the normal skeptic is going to think I'm batshit crazy, right? Until they experience something. So we need to normalize speaking what we hear, what we see, and things like that. And I just recently found myself in a similar situation, Sam, because I was doing an Estes method, and I can't for the life of me remember what it was, okay? But something came across the spirit box. I was too hesitant to say it because it was a direct, a direct response to the location. Okay. But I'm like, if I say this out loud, these people are going to think that I can hear them and I'm faking it. So I'm just not even going to say that shit. Right. So I didn't say it until afterwards. Now, Sean is somebody I'm comfortable with. So once I pulled myself out of the Estes session and I got Sean and we were in the car and we were on our way home, I told him, I said, you know, what was crazy is across the spirit box, this is what I heard. And Sean said, I wish you would have said something, because this is the question that I asked. And we went back on the camera and it would have been a direct response. Another similar situation happened this past weekend in Kentucky, where I was under with the Estes method, and it was like 80 degrees on this side of my body and like 60 degrees. Love you, Ronnie. Bye. It got down to like 50 some odd degrees, I think, is the temperature reading was like 54. Okay. So I got completely cold on my left side of the body and it felt like something was like tickling my leg, but I didn't say anything about it. All right. When I pulled myself out of the Estes session, Sean had just asked, if you're over there by Courtney, can you touch her and let her know?
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
So I wish you had said it out loud. That would be good for the camera.
Confirmation.
I've done it several times myself.
Yeah,
Courtney.
she has.
Which that's what I'm saying. We need to normalize, like, just say it. Like, even if it sounds crazy, just say it.
Yeah.
You know, if I tell somebody I saw a shadow, I just started telling people when I see shadow figures, because I really thought, kind of like you say, I'm like, are my eyes playing tricks on me? It's like you said, it's midnight. We've been out here all day. Like, we're tired. Am I really seeing this? You know, and those are the questions that go through your head, which are great questions as paranormal investigators, because we should be like literally debunking ourselves.
Absolutely.
But you never know who else saw it too.
Right.
or who else heard it, or who else in the room got touched.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
I didn't see the thing that night, and it's a shame because I'd have screamed like a little girl.
Me too.
So I would have let people know what I saw immediately. I'm not embarrassed. She knows
Well,
that.
no, I'm not going to say I would scream if I saw like an alien. I really would probably do the dumbest thing I've ever done in my
And run after it.
life. And I'd probably be like, wait a minute, come back. Yes. Like I need to talk. I have so many questions for you. Come back.
I'm curious as to what it looked like.
Meant to be acknowledged. Sometimes it's hard not to hesitate. Yes, it is.
Girlfriend, it is. But
Mom said, what happened when you got tickled? It wasn't anything. Like it almost felt like my hair stood up, like on my arms. Like it was like a weird, I could just feel, I know it sounds crazy, but I could just feel that something was right here.
That would have been great for the camera evidence because I tried calling her name a few times just to prove that she couldn't hear, because we were with people who weren't paranormal investigators. It was actually the staff that worked at the place we were investigating. So I called Courtney's name a few times and said, "Hey, Courtney," just to make sure she couldn't hear me, and she couldn't. She didn't respond. And I said, "If you're in here in your presence, go over there and touch Courtney and let her know she's here." And then Courtney told me. I didn't tell Courtney I said that. And so after, so when Courtney came to me, she's like, "Hey, man, something tickled my leg or whatever." I was like, I just asked.
It was almost like something like went up like real lightly, like across my leg. And I was like, okay, this is weird.
If only pure confirmation for Sean.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The people at the location.
And the location would have been totally mystified.
Now that location, there was a whole lot of confirmation that night.
That was a crazy night.
That was a crazy night. Because they asked us not to put it out there, we're not.
Yes,
we're not
like a
mentioning the name
sensation.
of the location, but everything from people running past.
No, they put it out publicly on Facebook.
Oh well, it was Long Branch Saloon in Kentucky.
Right. They tagged us in it. They were experiencing some things that they couldn't explain, and they, by recommendation, they asked us if we would be willing to make the drive. Sean and I are always down for a road trip, so we took that 8-hour road trip and went and investigated a haunted saloon in Kentucky. And it did not disappoint. It's not open for paranormal teams or anything like that. They just kind of were having some experiences and wanted some confirmation, but it was definitely experience for sure.
Hello, Penn Paranormal.
Hey, Penn.
Welcome.
Hey, Penn Paranormal.
Yeah. So, and I love locations like that. I want to talk. I know you want to talk about this a little bit. I know we're kind of running out of time, but we'll go over a little bit. I love locations that are not frequently investigated because I feel like.
Don't get me to talking about that.
I feel like you're almost like raw dogging the investigation, for lack of better words. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you get a location where they're like really like, what the hell is all this equipment? I'm not touching that. That scares me. But in this particular situation, it was almost like, what is this? I want to touch this and this and this and this. And it was like touching everything that we had, every piece of equipment at some point.
The confirmation for me was always roll with a compass. And that was taught to me by the wonderful Ed Odell. AKA Howie.
The paranormal sensei.
Yeah.
That's his new name.
The hitman. So, but I brought a compass. Now, compass is not supposed to move at all once it's in place. And the compass was actually turning and moving around.
And it was stationary.
It was stationary. I tried everything to debunk that. But I always roll with a compass because I do like the electronic stuff, but nothing is to me is more confirmation than a compass moving on its own.
I've got one. Sean never used it. I may have started doing it now. I bought one for that very purpose after I read what it's supposed to do and how to use it. I thought, you know what? That's not high tech. That is just down to earth. Let's find out what's going on. And I've yet to use it. So you got me motivated.
I'm telling you, try it. I've been places where it sat completely still. The last 2 investigations I went on, when equipment was going off and everything was going off, I set my compass out, and each time the dial,
the needle,
the needle would move.
Wow!
And again, people can tell me it was a magnetic force there, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, yeah, that's still not going to drive a compass to move. I held a magnet to it before.
See, and I'm kind of one that was skeptical on the compass. So when Sean said, well, all right, so we had a skeptic on the investigation. Like when I tell you this is the biggest skeptic I've ever met, like she absolutely does not believe in paranormal. And I respected her opinion. It was very fascinating to hear. She said that she believes in her Bible, and in the Bible it teaches you that your body lays dormant until God comes and calls you home. And that's it. You don't get up from that. You don't talk. You don't nothing until she was standing there and something ran past her on the stairs. Now I can't wait to clip that video footage because I will put it out because she is standing there. Bless her heart. She's standing there straight faced, is just unimpressed. And then she says, what did she say?
She's like, something just fucking ran past me.
She said, I don't know what it was. I'm not saying it's paranormal.
I'm not saying it's paranormal, but something. And she said it probably 100 times.
And we went right when we came home, and we immediately pulled that footage because I wanted to see if she moved. And the main reason is the way she was standing is she was standing up on a flight of stairs with her back against the wall, but there was an open stair in between her legs. So like one leg was up, then an empty stair, and then one leg was down. And on that empty stair was a cat ball. And when I was standing near her, I heard with my own ears the footsteps, and then a creak on the stair with the cat ball, and the cat ball lit up.
Nice.
You know
nice.
what? We need to investigate with these guys.
Yeah.
I bet us together could tear a place up.
Hey,
I'm all for it.
I love you guys.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
But there's one part that I left out that I didn't tell you when I watched the video. So I cut the audio up, and there were multiple footsteps heard on audio that we didn't hear.
Yeah, I only heard the creak of the one stair and then the cat ball.
But if you listen to the audio, you hear do 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 like up and down the steps.
Ooh, yeah.
So I'm being asked a quick question about paranormal.
No, just tell her no.
No, I've
No,
not even used it yet. So I've got to get off my lazy butt.
Next,
Penn, if you haven't,
we're going to
the Salina Temple,
the Masonic Temple in Salina,
Kansas.
And it's we've been there before, and it's really active.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun.
I would pull out the compass.
We're running out.
Yeah, that was my point with the compass. Was I was over there near the stairs when she moved. I heard her say prior to the footsteps. She says, "Why is your compass moving like that?" So Sean goes over there and puts his flashlight on it, and he goes, "Holy shit." And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, normally if the compass is kind of moving, it's kind of doing this number and that's it, right? When I walked over there, I'm telling you, Mike, the compass needle was spinning.
Oh, wow.
Like this. And I was like, there's no way to debunk this. So I'm hitting there was like an old whiskey barrel turned into a table.
Yeah.
And I'm like hitting the barrel. I'm stomping on the floor. I'm doing everything. I don't know what makes a compass move, right?
I did point my body cam at it. So hopefully I got it on camera.
Yeah, he immediately picked his body cam up and was like over here looking at the compass. So if we get it, like an actual clip, I'll send it to you guys.
I'd love to see it, yeah.
Because it was very fascinating that something that simple can be utilized as a piece of equipment, and it can't be debunked. You know, I could debunk a REM pod, a K2, I could debunk all that stuff all day long. But how do you explain a compass moving that's stationary on a table? It doesn't make sense. A compass dates back in history.
And this is an old compass. This compass is from like the 1800s. It's an old sailor compass.
Listen, I love this story. Yeah, he got it from an antique shop, actually. He went on a kick and started collecting compasses. And finally, I sat down. I'm like, what the hell? Why are you collecting compasses?
And passion, Sean, right?
You got to. I collect all kind of stuff, though. Like my other property is a museum, pretty much. Yeah, my other property is, I have all kind of Civil War, Rev War. I just
God bless America. I need to send you some things.
Oh yeah, I'll send you some pictures.
Book dated 1858. It was falling apart, rat eaten, and I could just save a few pages, but it's the first pictures taken by a photographer after the Civil War. And
Ooh,
these
I want to see that.
pictures date from 1860. And I got some newspapers put out by a printing press in New York, dated 1833.
Nice.
See, and I want to get into that topic one day on our podcast because I was
We got to bring
just
them back.
reading about that. So when photography was first developed, right?
Right.
And it came out
They
a
were
lot
faking
of
evidence back then.
well,
Remember?
yes. Okay. Yes and no. Let me explain. So a lot of the time, the screen that was used for the photograph that they took previous was used again on a secondary photo and created double exposure. And when that double exposure happened, the person in which they were taking the picture of, and then the ghostly image of the previous person they took a picture of would show up. And what they would do is they would send these pictures to the press. And they would say that this was, the ghost of the one picture that's coming to mind is there's a soldier and he's sitting like this with his hand in his coat, and there's an older woman with her arm rested on his shoulder. And he sent it to the press, and it went viral. Technically, because the press said that it was like his long lost mother looking for her son to come back from war or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a big story around it. So faking evidence goes all the way back to pre-Civil War days.
Yeah.
With double exposure photos. And I would love to have like a podcast about that because I have so many images saved in my phone of these double exposure, and they are hauntingly weird looking.
They do look weird.
There was some where there's another soldier standing tall above another soldier, almost like, the brothers that went to war, the two brothers. What was that? The brother against brother?
Yeah.
Or something where the one
That happened a lot.
Yeah.
I know what story you're talking about.
So
I
yeah,
know
we'll have to.
Out of time. I don't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Was
please.
this Ronnie that said when you see that ball of fire or the fireball from the sky? So we were at Michigan Paracon 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
And this is the third time I saw something happen exactly like this. The previous times I saw it at Houghton Lake once, and then
Mackinac
no,
Island. No?
I saw it at where's the St. Sue Marie, the Keowattan Casino Resort. So Andrea Perrin, the owner, previous eldest daughter of the Conjuring House people, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's got several books out there, several pictures of UAPs, UFOs, whatever you want to call them. But she had all of us out in the parking lot. I think it was 2020, 22. Anyway,
2
so
years ago.
this ball of fire, the first year I saw it, it shot over our heads and then just dissipated. I mean, I thought somebody shot like a fireball just over the crowd in the parking lot. It was crazy. It was crazy. And I've seen it 3 times since then, but this was the last time. This is not my footage. This is my friends, Don and Tina. But I don't know if you can see this. But
Oh, I see it.
And there was no sound when it crashed.
What in the world?
It looks like a falling star.
But it happens every time. Yeah, Liz was there. Yeah, it happens every time. Andrea goes out and calls to her galactic family and sends your prayers out to Andrea because she's got really bad cancer.
Yeah.
But
I don't want to hear about anybody having cancer. Prayers.
Yes. But she's going to be healed and cured.
Oh, yeah.
We've got her. Her galactic family's got her. But every time she does that, something comes out of the sky like that. A falling star doesn't shoot straight across like a football field of people straight.
Well, a falling star isn't going to happen every single time.
And it's just, but to see that, it's just amazing. And it just gives you a sign that something else is always out there watching us, just like we're trying to go watch them. Something's watching us.
Hey, Sean.
Yes, sir.
I know we're a little bit over time. I'm going to leave you with a thought. If you're crazy enough to ever invite us back, you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I'm sorry in advance.
Yes, you are. Marilyn Monroe was killed because of UFOs. It's a proven fact, and I can prove it.
Yeah, we definitely got to talk about it. I might give you a call.
Awesome. I mean, I started
You're gonna
studying this.
save it for the
I met
podcast.
another guy. Yeah, I met
I
another
can
guy.
do more podcast for that.
And he came up with the same conclusions off the same research. I didn't know he was even doing it, but it's an amazing story. Last but not least, the Bible. Didn't we tell you about the Reverend Michael
Hey,
Carter?
they gotta go.
No, you're
Look
good.
at-
You're okay. Go ahead.
The Reverend Michael Carter, a black Southern preacher from South Carolina, who
African
said,
American, please.
who said, if you take the Bible and take the word angels out and replace it with aliens, it makes more sense. This is coming from a preacher, a Baptist preacher, no less, from the South.
Bye, Paige.
You'd love that.
It's fascinating because I was born and raised Christian and everything, and it's just hearing him talk
It's fascinating.
blew my mind because I died in a car wreck. I died twice, and when I was taken and I saw the light where everybody says it's warmth, there was warmth, but I didn't see the angelical glow. I thought it was that, but it, looking back or knowing what I've seen now and been through, I wonder if it was like a ship with the bright white light. And
Or what if you didn't see the actual light because it wasn't your time?
oh, I saw the light, but I don't think I saw that. I don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like
I didn't
you
think
saw
that.
something.
I felt like because too many times I've been saved from things when I should have been dead for sure. But that was just, I've always wondered, was it them or him or whatever?
It.
Whatever. I'm thrilled. I'm
I
glad.
mean, I will leave you with my theory on that before we go. And everybody's heard me talk about my mother. So when my mother passed away in 2010, her last days, and she went through, they had prepared me, the hospice center had prepared me for all of this, right? So they told me, they said, she's going to have some like discombobulated thoughts, a lot of just stuff that doesn't make sense. Then she's going to get her final burst of energy. And then they went on to tell me about the remaining stuff, like during her last like hour, like the death rattle and stuff. So
Our mom's passing. So yeah.
the day before she passed away, my phone rang. And the hospice center came across my caller ID, and I remember holding my breath because it's never a good thing when the hospice center calls, right? So I remember holding my breath, and I was getting ready to get into a tanning bed. I remember it like it was yesterday. And when I answered the phone, I said, hello. Nobody answered. So I said, hello. And my mom, people that know my mom, had a very funny sense of humor, but her exact words were, bitch, I'm back. So I started dying laughing because, like I said, I know my mom. So I said, oh, yeah, what you been up to? And we had a phenomenal conversation. It was a great conversation. And then she said, the one thing that stuck out to me that she said, all right. She said, I got to go because my ship is here. It's docked.
Wow.
Ooh,
And so, and prior to that, I had gone out. I flew out to California in the beginning of March. She passed away March 21st of 2010. And I was out there at the beginning of March finalizing some stuff because I knew she didn't have long. And all she would say was that she needed to go upstairs, that they were playing cards upstairs and she needed to go play cards upstairs. There was no upstairs to the hospice center. It's all one level.
Wow.
But that was the last thing she said. She said, all right. She said, I got to go. I love you. She said, my ship has docked and it's here. I got to go.
Hey, Courtney, who's to say that when the hospice says she's going to have discombobulated thoughts, maybe they're more pure than we think they are?
They might be.
Good point.
They might be. Now, with that being said, my mom also filed a complaint on me as the worst nurse she's ever had, told everybody she had no children and she's got two. So, yes, I think they're mixed in there. But yes, that is a good point because, like I said, the whole time she was trying to go upstairs to play cards. Where is upstairs? There is no upstairs. And then the ship where you said, and the reason I chose to tell the story is because you said that it almost looked like ship lights.
Yeah.
So what if we're picked up by a ship when we go?
I'll let you know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'll let you know.
Well, you're gonna have to wait. I'm gonna come up there and then we can talk
Those
about it.
reporters running,
We
I may
don't
be
know.
talking to you.
Well, I'll tell you this. The whole going backwards for a minute to the Marilyn Monroe thing. Yes, I do believe she was killed. For what reason, I never had a clue. But you know, what's one of the biggest government cover-ups they've been trying to cover up for years? You know,
Really?
so I really want to dig into that because, like, you know, the government,
It's fascinating.
they're still trying to cover stuff up. So when it comes to alien technology and extraterrestrial,
Well, Sam shouldn't have seen the humanoid running up the road. Not at Area 51.
exactly.
Somebody was slipping that night. The guard fell asleep.
Yep.
If you want to, Sean, if you want to study aliens, just go Google J-Rod, J-R-O-D.
I'm just going to call you.
So supposedly that's an alien that lived after a crash in 1951 in Arizona, and the government kept him alive, and he helped with
Velcro and everything.
Velcro and all these other inventions.
I have heard that.
Our technology goes like this and goes like this, and then Roswell happened, and our technology went like this. So something happened. Somebody reverse engineered something. So who knows?
Well, I do believe that.
You gotta go.
I do believe that.
Let him talk. I'm sorry. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead, John.
No, go. It's your show. I'm interrupting you.
No.
please.
I got to hear your stuff.
Well, you know, I do believe that, you know, there's something out there that's way ahead of us.
Yes.
What it is, I can't say. But if you think about like Star Trek, you know, all the shows where they were doing video calls when the video
Look
technology.
at the Jetsons.
Yeah, the Jetsons.
Yeah,
All
the
the stuff that
Jetsons
we
were
have today was going on years and years and years ago. Where did it come from?
She had OnStar in her little space car.
Yeah. And we use OnStar every trip we go on now. So, I mean, you got to think, and why is it called OnStar? Like, what, you know? So I do think that, you know, a lot of the technology we have came from somewhere, someplace. But very interesting. We got to have y'all back. And two, you said earlier, us tearing up a place, investigating.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
let's do it.
Oh, I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I think
I'm hands down all for that.
we
Absolutely.
work together so well.
I'll send you our phone number and then we can
Okay.
chat sometime.
Awesome.
We'll have to plan something. Definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
But the presidential debate's on.
Yep. Yep. And so we leave you guys with this. We will see everybody on the other side. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Courtney.
I'm Sean.
And Mike, Sam, and the ETs. I saw that. I love it.
Where can we find you guys?
Yep. If anybody wants to look you up, where are your socials?
We are on YouTube, The Mysterious Mike and Sam. We're on Facebook, Epic VIP Events with The Mysterious Mike and Sam. So
Perfect. Go give them a like. You heard it here on the other side
We're
first.
going for round 3 in the future.
That's right.
Absolutely.
I hope everybody has a wonderful night.
Thank you.
bye. Thanks so much.
Bye, guys.